Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas. Hello, everyone. This is That Literary Lady, and you're listening to the 12 Days of Christmas. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me Miss Shannon, simply unique.
Oh.
Hi, Shannon. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Today our guest is Miss Shannon, simply unique Nicole, and she'll explain later on how she came about that name. She has a story behind her method. She currently resides in Greensboro, North Carolina. She was a military child, and she obtained her medical degree at ECPI College of Technology. She pursued her applied associate's degree in health sciences, and she is currently on a movement to empower women. Shannon, tell us how you got the name Simply Unique.
Well, Simply Unique came to me. I'm just going to jump right into it. I am a victim and survivor of childhood sexual abuse, and I fought for, let's say in 2008, when I decided to give my life over to God, I knew that there was some unfinished quirks in my walk with him. So the emotions and symptoms that I was feeling just from having gone through such experience plus other experiences as well were just overwhelming. And after I gave my life to him and I tried to find something to do with myself in the medical field, since that would be the number one field to find employment in, I just wasn't having any success. And then just trying to find someone to love and honor me and respect me for who I was and who I am. And it was very hard, and I just felt like the symptoms that I developed from having been molested since the age of 12 by 3 different abusers, I just felt like I wasn't good enough for anybody.
Right.
And one day I was in my car, and people used to always tell me, because I'm a natural-born redhead, I have freckles, and I am African-American, well, black. And people would always tell me, you're weird-looking. You don't see people like you. And so I've heard that a lot throughout life. I even got picked on about it a few times. But I was just sitting in my car, and just out of nowhere, Simply Unique came into my head, because I used to be on Facebook, and people, they would have their name and then some little nickname in between and whatever their last name is.
Right.
And I thought that was interesting and cool, and I'm like, I want one, but I didn't just want one. I didn't want something that was just, some nonsense. And sitting in my car one day, and God just said to me, you're simply unique. I made you that way. And before that, Bible study and Sunday service, my pastor was preaching on being peculiar people. God made us peculiar people. So that came to me in an instant, and immediately it was just like, wow, I am simply unique. We're not all created equal, and we're not created equal for a reason. So, this is me, this is who I am, and yes, this is what I've been through, and it's been very, very tragic, but at the end of the day, I am just how he made me to be. And so I had to learn to embrace that. So I took that name, and I said, I'm going to make it just what it is, simply unique, and I'm going to be that name. And I'm going to be that name not just for myself, but I'm going to be it for others as well, to help them discover their Simply Unique brand. So that's where Simply Unique came from. It was God-given.
Okay. And since you created that name, you actually created a name for yourself in a sense as far as a brand goes. Now, I'm kind of curious because now you go out and you help others who were in the same situation or similar situations overcome and inspire and mentor them. With your associate medical degree, do you intend on going back to the medical field? Because it seems like this particular movement that you're on has taken off.
Right. Medical assisting definitely is not my cup of tea. It was back in 2007, seeing all those ECPI commercials and just the economy being in the way that it was being, and it just sounded like a good idea. But little did I know my background wouldn't make it so easy for me to get into the medical field.
Mm-hmm.
So after just trying, even becoming a registered medical assistant. I have no experience in the medical field whatsoever. All I had was the education and the internship, and it was awesome. And I just really knew and felt I was on my way, but doing those applications and going to the interviews, I was selling myself short a lot, too, in the interviews. So maybe, you know, I'm just going to say that was God's plan anyway. It wasn't for me. So I sat there and I just thought about, you know what, well, at least I have an associate's degree in health science. That's awesome.
Right.
So after just sitting, getting my life on track for one in 2010, just sitting and really, really thinking about where I've been, what I've accomplished, what I have in my hands, and all of what I've been through, what is it that God is wanting me to do? Or what is it, why did I get this degree but I can't use it, you know?
Right.
And so out of nowhere, after, you know, thinking about my healing journey and where I'm going with that, it dawned on me, I'm interested in finding out why am I the way that I am. So
right.
I wanted to go to school for psychology. Psychology has always been something I was interested in high school. I actually took a class my senior year for it, but I don't really recall much of it, and I didn't get to go immediately to college after high school. So it just seemed perfect. Like, we're going back. We're going to go back and we're going to relive where I could have been, but this is actually where you are. You're actually where you need to be now. So I didn't dwell on the fact that, you know, oh, man, I didn't do this. I could do it now. So I decided to go to school for psychology with a minor in sociology at Guilford College, and my focus was because it was a part of my healing journey. And I keep saying that because through my healing is where I believe my career destination is at. And so with me wanting to find out why am I like this and what makes the brain do this and what makes a person react this way, you know, and they're all theories, but they're theories that make sense. And so I said, I'm going to do it. I want to do this, not only for me, like I said, not only for me, but for others. I want to see this process, and I have to go through this. In order for me to be able to help someone else, I have to go through it myself. I can't sit here and help someone else having not gone through the process myself.
Right.
So that to me was like a, you know, hand in hand. Learn this, learn why you do what you do, and learn about other things as well that you can see in other people and give them some insight to a possibility of why they may be the way that they are, and then you can help them, you know, track down that path of how to get it all together and make it work. So psychology was, like I said, something I was always interested in, and just the fact that I was so in tune and wanting to know what happened with me and why I may function the way I function was definitely a sure win for me to go to school to get that bachelor's in health science.
Okay, and I'm proud of you for that. And our audience should know that Shannon is a survivor. She has been through so many things. She has in her bios, I don't think she will mind me saying this, her past criminal record, and if she wants to discuss that, she can. If she doesn't, we were not going to press her on that. But she has suffered everything from sexual abuse, alcohol, drug abuse, death of her parents, rejection, and domestic violence. So anybody that can go through that and can still stand and try to empower other women, I have total respect for them. Now, Shannon, is there an age group that in particular that you're looking to help, or really are you just trying to help anyone that has suffered from any of these particular incidents?
Anyone that has suffered from these particular incidents, we can go. I can go as young as I'm allowed to go. Of course, you know, we would need the parents' consent, but I want to help anyone who will listen, because at the end of the day, that child may not be able to make decisions for themselves, but if that parent knows and is aware of what that child is experiencing, then they can help them. And if that child needs to be able to be comfortable with even coming to the parent, first of all, to tell them what's going on and what they're going through. And our first immediate reaction when you have someone young, or just not even just young, people, period, when someone comes to you and they're looking for help and they're looking for advice and they're looking to share with you something that happened to them, because they're scared, they're fearful, they're not sure what to do. A million and one things are going through their head. And so when someone comes to you with such information, your immediate response is to feel sorrow and then anger and then so many other things. And And that, to me, I think the sorrow is good because that gives that person comfort in knowing that you understand where I'm coming from. But then we develop this anger in ourselves because we're mad that something happened to this individual. We're mad of what happened, and we don't know how to really react, and we can go outside of our character and make the situation worse if we don't know how to confront and console that person.
Right.
So any age range, I'm open to all. I just want everybody to be influenced.
Okay. And Shannon is involved in organizations like Toastmasters, Beauty from Head to Toe, I Will Live, and Women in Bloom. Shannon, what are some other organizations that or events that you're involved in?
Well, this coming up December 1st from 10 to 12:30, I will be speaking again. I Will Live will be having their second event for information, empowering, and encouraging women. So that's what's coming up right now. The only event that I really have on my plate at this moment, because school and everything else is just really going.
Hey.
I am also involved with AmeriCorps through Black Child Development. I'm a Spirit of Excellence tutor with them because I've never gotten that opportunity when I was in school, and I'm not ashamed to tell people that if you've seen my transcript, I shouldn't have got out of high school. I really felt like one of those kids that just pushed along and didn't really see the help that was needed. Just here's your diploma, gone about your business, we're going to pass whatever the state board needs us to pass if we just get you out. And that, to me, was awful. And if we look at the education and everything that's going on now, our kids need us. And so I want to give back to the kids what I didn't have growing up. So, but, I lost where I was going. But, no, I'm not involved in anything else besides the I Will Live event because right now my focus is school and tutoring, and I'm really getting intimate right now with Simply Unique. I'm launching Simply Unique in April of 2013, which is
I was going to ask you
Awareness Month.
Okay. Tell us more about that if you can.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to launch it in 2013, and right now Simply Unique, Breaking the Silence, is starting out, it's going to be just about advocating and awareness, getting it out there. What is sexual assault? What is considered sexual assault? Because even down to the minor of a guy grabbing or a woman grabbing a man, the simplest things the simplest things that you wouldn't even think of is considered sexual assault. And these things do have the tendency to grow with you and allow you to feel different symptoms if you're not sure. You wonder why you can't be around men because you're so scared they're going to touch you, or you wonder why you have this fear of being around women. And there's things that you possibly been through. So if you're not exactly sure what sexual assault is, Simply Unique will help you with that. So it's all about advocating for the victims and survivors and helping them to see that our voice does matter. And what happened to us, no, it was not right. But at the end of the day, I came out, and I am winning. And even though I struggle with anxiety, even though I struggle with depression, even though I struggle with whatever it is that you may be struggling with, I am coming out. I am coming out of this thing, and I am okay, and I can share my story so you can see that this is real. I feel like it's been pushed under the rug so many times, like, oh, well, she was this, and that's nothing. And, no, it really is something. So advocating for them and being their voices is something I really want to do, and just empowering other people on how to respond and how to recognize.
Now, I want to ask you, isn't one of the symptoms also acceptance? You've been sexually abused so long that you don't know that it's actually sexual abuse because you accepted it so long, and when you do finally come to the realization that it is sexual abuse, you really don't, you're fearful to say anything because you've accepted it all this long, and of course you're thinking, who's going to believe you? You've done it for so long, and now all of a sudden you want to cry wolf. Isn't that one of the symptoms of it?
Yes, it is. That's I'm not sure of the word right now, but that is definitely one. I can give you an example from what I've been through. I was very, very promiscuous in my teenage years, and there was incidents where I may have consented to engage in such acts with individuals, but then there was a moment where it was just too much, and even saying no, because I already said yes, of course, that's like, okay, well, then what happened to you, that's your fault. No, if any time you say no and that person does not stop, that is sexual assault.
Right.
The fact that we have said yes, that does make you feel like, okay, well, that really was an abuse because I allowed that to happen, and it's a form of denial, I want to say, because we think that we had control of that situation, and because we felt to have control, then what happened just was supposed to happen, and that's definitely not the case. Even down to, like just the pressures of someone just pressuring you to do it and you give in. That's still sexual assault as well too, and
right.
It's very hard because you do have that stigma of people saying, well, if she slept with so-and-so and he slept with so-and-so and they said yes and then it turned sour, I mean, how was that sexual assault? The underlying word in that sentence was, I said no, even though the situation was already in process. So if I said yes and we begin, then I say no, then it's clear that I want you to stop, then that's what you should do. Anytime anyone does not listen to you, telling you to stop, don't do that, then that line of respect has been broken. And you have every right to press charges. You have every right to feel. You have every right to call it what it is, because it simply just is what it is. It's sexual assault. So that is one issue that I'm still learning more about, because I've had a lot of situations where I'm just like, no, that's not sexual assault because I did that. So I'm learning to accept those, and I'm not putting the blame on the I'm not putting the blame solely on myself, but I do give that other person, they're accountable for what they did. And as long as you know you said no, the number one thing is don't take that blame all in on yourself. You know what you said. That person knows what you said. They know what they did, and you know what they did. They have to be accountable too. It's not all you, regardless if you said yes in the beginning or not.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, in discovering herself and being this big power movement that I am so excited about, while she's working, I've always said that if the women out there who are looking for a man, I always say, I can't find a good man, they're either this, and that, and I always counteract that with the Bible says that a man that finds a wife finds a good thing. So those women out there who are looking, that's your problem. You're out there looking. God has already chosen who he wants you to be with. Now, if you stop looking and let him find you, he will find you. And I said all that to say Shannon is my sister and my mentee, and I love her to death, and she is now engaged to be married to one of the hottest photographers in the Piedmont Triad. Do you have a date set, and where's my invitation?
Right, I'm sorry, say that last thing for me again.
I said, when is the date, and where is my invitation?
We are going to do this awesome celebration October 19th, 2013, and I'm giving you a word-of-mouth invitation, as well as be checking your email and check your mailbox. You're going to get 3 forms of invitation.
All right. I will definitely be there.
That you know I want you there, yes, because it's going to be a very, very intimate celebration. I'm a simple girl, and I think that's why Simply Unique is really, really a part of me too, because I'm very simple. I wasn't that girl that sat and planned the whole thing. I have run into a good handful of girls who told me, "Oh, I have my wedding, everything's planned. All I need is a man." I didn't have that. It was just merely fantasies for me, were all they were when I was growing up, and whether or not they were going to come true, there was no need for me to go further with that thought. So that's just what they were, fantasies. And now it's very much real. Reality is here. And piggybacking off of what you said about, us women going out here searching. No, stop searching. And you will find that sometimes the guy that's for you is right in your face, but because you're so blindsided by the fact that, oh, he may be just a friend, or no, that's not him. I know that you will know for sure, because I knew. Like when I met him, I I immediately knew. I have a coworker who's a bridesmaid of mine, and we worked together. And when she saw the whole process unfold. And we used to be at work, and I'd tell her, that's my husband. I'm telling you, that's my husband. I couldn't stop thinking about this man to save my life. Now, any other time is just like, I'm putting myself out there. I'm going to go get him. I'm going to find this man. This came out of nowhere. This photographer reached out to me. He wanted to use me for an idea that he had. The thought that of him even being my man was way beyond. I was already at that point of, you know what, I'm done. I've got the last guy that I was dating was this society thug, and it was just like, oh no. Right. I'm just going to focus on school. I'm going to try to get through this job because the job was just pouring and draining me, and I'm going to focus on Simply Unique. I'm not even thinking about it, man, because all it is this. For 2 years, I broke up, 2008, I broke up with my ex, and for 2 years, I was just single and really, really wanting love and hoping for it. And I was that girl looking. I was that girl looking. But finally it came to that point, like everybody was telling me, you're going to get to the point you're just tired, and before you know it, he's going to be there. And that's exactly how it happened. And so, like I said, he wanted to use me for a photo shoot, and we became really good friends, and he had just gotten out of a relationship. So, like I said, that both of us was just already like, we're not even thinking about that. And it just grew. It really, really just grew. After the photo shoot, the day after the photo shoot, like I said, I couldn't stop thinking about this guy. I just wanted to know how he was doing, give him some uplifting encouragement and words of wisdom to carry out his day. And, he was the same. And Thanksgiving I went to Goldsboro, and he texted me a message that, he was excited to get to know more about me and couldn't wait for me to come back. And immediately I was ready to come back after I got that message.
Right.
But I was having conversations with my girlfriends because I was just really in awe. I'm like, look, I really want to get to know this guy. I don't know if he has anyone else special in his life. I just want to get to know him. So is it wrong of me to even suggest that to him, or should I just wait and see where he goes with it? And my older women, because I have a lot of older women as friends, and I love them more than anything else in this world because the wisdom that they have is just so powerful. And if I didn't have it, Lord knows where I would be, so I'm definitely grateful for it. But they was just telling me, no, let him come to you. That's the old school way. Let him, do all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I don't know, though, because tomorrow's not promised. So me and friends, we was thinking, tomorrow's not promised. You better say it because you don't know this is whatever. So immediately after that, I just sent him a text message. I was like, I'm really just interested in getting to know more about you. But maybe we can hang out sometime other than, photo shooting and stuff like that. So, maybe we could just hang out. And after I said that, the cat was out the bag. He just took it in and was like, oh, my God, I feel the same way about you. I've been trying to be really professional around you and this, that, and the third. It was just it was like that fantasy, like I said, I always had. But it was reality. It was happening. And so after we got to know each other. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I've had the pleasure of meeting my future brother-in-law, and I do consider myself as Shannon's big sister. And like most big sisters do, he and I had a conversation, and I basically told him, I don't know karate, but I know crazy. So when it comes to my little sister, so he seems like a very, very, very nice guy, very mannerable and very respectful, and you deserve that, and I'm glad that he came along.
Yes, because he's definitely. This is just one word of advice I want to give the ladies. You'll know it's him when it's different. When it's not like anything you've ever had before, you'll know it's him. And the one thing that I'm learning, because being in a relationship is all about growing. It's not just going to mush together and be this happy-go-lucky thing. It's work to it. Right. So when you're willing to want to be with that person and work through whatever it is you're going through, because we're all individuals and we're all going through something. But when you know that individual is God sent to you, none of that matters, and you're going to continue to push and strive to work with that individual, to get to know them and allow them to get to know you. So even though, because sometimes with us and what I'm learning with sexual assault is we've developed this lifestyle to control and protect ourselves, and what society or others view as normal is foreign to most of us. So the fact that he is all love and this is all God, I don't know that. I know abuse. I know, the bad aspects. So it definitely was a struggle trying to balance that out. But what I did know for sure was this is definitely different. I've never had this.
Right.
And that to me was the one thing that let me know that this is real. This is
right.
very real. And I told God, I said, God, show me. Show me, because if you don't show me, I'm going to mess it up. And he did. He showed me by showing me that this man is nothing compared to anything I've ever had before. He's beyond what I had before. So look out for that, ladies.
Definitely, and that's awesome. And those are wise words, Shannon. I guess when you go through things, you do start to learn, and you speak beyond your years. Your wisdom comes into play. So those are wise words. And Shannon, I am so excited for you. I'm also excited for your launch in April of 2013, Simply Unique. Can you tell our audience how they can reach you online?
You can find me at I'm on Facebook. It's Shannon Simply Unique. Simply Unique is 2 words. Nicole. That's how you can find me on Facebook. If you want to email me, you can email me at simplyuniquebts, and that stands for Breaking the Silence, @gmail.com.
Okay, and will you have a website coming soon?
Yes, all that is going to be a part of the launch. I'm so excited because we're just holding off on every little thing. I have a photo shoot coming up with 14 awesome girls, and we're going to be shooting the different emotions of sexual assault. I've actually came across 14 different emotions, and so me and my 14 girls, and it's so awesome because all the girls that I've chosen have in some shape or form have been affected by sexual assault and domestic violence. So we're getting ready to pull together and do this awesome photo shoot. That's going to launch in April 2013. I'm going to have a website. We haven't figured out if we want to do a website or if we want to do a blog, how we're going to do this thing. But definitely, if you're interested, add me as a friend. You'll be in the loop. You'll be in the know. But even if you're not my friend and even if you're not in the loop, you're still going to know. Because my voice is that loud and my voice is that big and my God is that strong that you will be infected and impacted by this movement I'm making. And let me just say one more thing. I know that we have a lot of awesome sexual assault awareness groups out here. RAINN.org is my best, RAINN.org. That is where I get a lot of my resources from. They have a lot of information on there, but there's a million of them. And the one thing that will allow me to stand out from all of them, well, I don't want to share it, but I'll just say this. I'm going in a definitely different direction than where they're at with it. And I just hope and pray that your people will be able to receive it because I don't sugarcoat anything, and that's all I'm going to say. I don't sugarcoat. And Simply Unique. We're unique, and we don't sugarcoat.
Well, you heard it, folks. Simply Unique. Look for her launch April of 2013, and you can find her on Facebook or send her an email. If you're looking for her to speak for a group of women who have experienced some type of abuse, please contact Shannon. She would be a great addition to your event. So, Shannon, thank you for being on the show today, and I look forward to talking to you soon. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. I love you. Thank you so much.
We'll talk soon.
Okay, bye-bye.